Okay, so we're in New Guinea.
Yeah.
And you went on patrols, and how many months?
No, about 18 months.
About 18 months of patrolling.
And island hopping. And then you left to go to OSS?
And we come home.
Yeah.
But PT boat guys, so if he gets so long in the war zone,
Mm-hmm.
you're entitled to come home
Okay.
for 30 days, and then they turn around and ship you right back out again. And so our boat was first boat out of the squadron to come home.
Mm.
Because we didn't take any R&R. A lot of the boats crews went down to Sydney or Melbourne for some R&R and then come back up. Well, we were in a situation, and the old man asked us, he said, I'll make a deal with you, the commanding officer. He says, I'll make a deal with you. We're short of experienced help. I'll guarantee you'll be the first squadron home, or first boat home, if you stay without R&R. Well, Malloy came to us and said, what do you want to do? And we said, well, we only got about a month left. What the hell's the sense of going all the way down to Sydney or Melbourne and turn around, come back up, and no, we'll stay. And we stayed, and sure enough, the old man, that was it.
So.
And it's crazy, but people won't believe us. The old man lined us up, gave us our papers, and said, go to the nearest West Coast port. Good luck. So find your own way home.
Oh my gosh.
No, unheard of.
From New Guinea, find your own way home?
Right. Think about it.
So
some of the crew decided they didn't want to fly, or this or that or something. Three of us decided we'll hitchhike home. So we went to the Air Force and started hitchhiking home.
Oh my gosh.
And that at 125 miles an hour on a DC-3 with bucket seats. But I have to tell you, you're on your way home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a long trip.
Yeah.
But a happy one.
But,
so did you get mail while you were out there in New Guinea?
yeah.
So that was... So
Yeah.
Grandma would write to you?
Yeah, it was good.
Did your dad ever write to you?
He wrote to me twice all the time I was in the service. Twice.
Yeah. But your mom would write?
One time was very thoughtful. He didn't know where we were, and of course we couldn't write,
And say.
And so he wrote in his letter, and he put a map in there, and he put numbers on it. And when I wrote back, I said, number 2 looks good,
Yeah.
Grandpa was pretty clever.
Yeah. He was a sly old dog, wasn't he? Yeah.
That was probably the most important letter he ever wrote.
Oh. So you were heading home. Did your folks know you were heading home? Did Grandma and Grandpa know you were heading home?
No, they didn't know it.
Okay. So did you surprise them?
More or less. I think Bill did. I got to San Francisco, and I had to turn myself in.
Yeah.
And I phoned Bill. He was in San Francisco, and I think he phoned my folks. Said,
Okay. So this is Uncle Bill?
and then I spent 4 days in San Francisco, 20 in Sacramento, 1 in Chicago, 2 in Milwaukee, 4 or 5 in New York City, and then turned myself into up Boston. And there was a big unit up in Boston that took care of all the New England and Melville, Rhode Island, which was in, part of it. That's where you're supposed to turn yourself in. They didn't have, you didn't turn yourself in down at the base.
Mm.
It was called an outgoing unit.
Mm.
And I'd been there before when I waited to go to school.
Okay. So did Grandma greet you, and was she happy?
Huh?
Did Grandma greet you, and was she happy to see you?
Oh yeah, they were fine. And one morning I was sound asleep and enjoying the bed. And my mother called upstairs and she said, Nora, come on down, there's a reporter here. And I said, tell him to go home. Silence. Don't be that way. So he made me slip on my navy shirt or whatever you want, a blouse, and take a picture. I wasn't wearing any. I was wearing my BVDs.
Oh. All right. What house were Grandpa and Grandma living in then? Where were the Grandpa and Grandma living then? When
41st Street.
they were still on 41st Street.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
But Bill drove us at my buddy's to Sacramento.
So you're talking about
for
Uncle
the
Bill?
day. Yeah.
Uncle Bill, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the day, and then they had to take us back, you know.
Oh. So then you turned yourself in Boston. Then what happened?
Well, then theoretically, you like I said, they turned you around and sent you right back out again, and to a PT boat base, see, to be assigned to another boat. Huh. All my buddies, except for Bull, were gone. Well, then Bolt was gone. I didn't hear any more about it. So I had a great job there. I was master at arms at the BOQ, and gee, that was a sweetheart job, believe me. And all of a sudden, Malloy walked in one day, and I kept wondering. I said, geez, all these guys are leaving, and I'm still here. What the hell's up? He walked in, and he said, hi, how are you? Not fine. I said, what are you doing up here? He said, see you. And he said, I got a little project, he says, we're working on. He said, I can't tell you about it. Would you like to go along? I said, you going? He said, yeah. And I said, fine, let's go. So then the next thing I knew, I was flown to Washington, D.C. and went to S school. I was in OSS.
Oh. Shanghai by your own captain.
Yeah.
Boy.
Huh?
Shanghai by your own captain?
Yeah.
Now, and here's a question, okay, because you were in D.C. Is this when you met Mom?
The what?
When you met Mom.
Yeah.
So you were in OSS school, and you met
Well,
Mom.
I was in, when I was in school, you didn't meet anybody.
Oh, okay.
That was, S school was the secret Washington, D.C. newspapers called OSS, Oh So Secret,
Oh.
Oh So Social. They had all kinds of nasty names for it because they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Okay.
And it was very private. And one of the guys, in fact, his name was Hempe, Hempe, and he was from Squadron 12. He was a torpedo man also. But he was from Squadron 12, and we were both waiting to go to school. And when you go to school, in F school, you do not go to school with anybody you know. Bingo. You know anyone. And so he came to me and he said, "Hey," he said, "what are you doing tonight?" And I said, "Nothing that I know of. I was going to go out and get dinner and this and that and so forth." He says, "How about going out with me on a double date?" And that's how I met your mother. He had a girlfriend there. And she had a girlfriend. And that was that.
And she said, "Get me a date for my friend."
Right.
I'll go out with you if you get a date.
Yeah.
I know how that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So you went out with Mom,
Yeah.
and she was a wave. Was she in uniform, or did she...
Uniform.
Uniform, okay.
Oh, yeah, because she couldn't be out of uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, theoretically, you're not supposed to be out of uniform.
No.
When you were in the service in those days...
Did you get her out of uniform?
No.
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 I remember that story.
No. So...
Oh.
So you fell in love with her?
Yeah, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
I went down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
St. Petersburg. Used to fly down and back.
For training.
I piloted a B-17 once.
Oh, wow. They let you fly?
Yeah. Accidentally. What happened was we had two B-17s assigned to the project, you see, and they used it to transport us back and forth. And so on the flight down one day, you walk around the airplane, and I was sitting in the nose, and the bomb site was there, you know. And it was a nice clear day. We were only flying about 7,000 or 8,000 feet along the Atlantic coastline, and you could see all the little rivers and the ports, and so just as plain as day. It was gorgeous. And I thought, I wonder, in the perspective of looking through the bomb site at this height, where would be the trajectory if you were dropping, bombs? So I'm like this, pretty soon, on my shoulder. I looked at him, he was the crew chief. I thought, he says, "The major wants to know who in the hell is flying this plane." He had an automatic pilot. And the bombardier was and he said, they were all up in the cockpit, he says, all laid back, and yakking. And he said, all of a sudden the plane's going this way, and then it's going this way. And he said, it's going up and down. And he said, what the hell is going on, And there I was, twiddling with the automatic pilots.
Oh, God. That's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.